Hello folks, this is Skylerr Darren, author of the novel Interview with the Devil Part 1. I last left you off with my video, Do Not Allow Dumbasses to Discourage You, and it was pretty much a video stating why you shouldn't give up, why you should pursue your dreams, everything like that. But today I have a new video which is called My Twisted Artwork, and I'll just be pretty much showing you around my room the paintings that I've painted, what I have come up with, what I've created, and just give you a little insight on myself. And I do warn you, some of these paintings are pretty shocking, but they're not shocking to me, and kind of like I included in my biography, I do specialize in shock art. That is something that I do enjoy. So yeah, I'll just be showing you around my room, letting you see the paintings that I have, and I'll be pretty much giving you a description. So since I'm in front of this one here, another thing, my paintings also don't really have names, but I will just go ahead and tell you what they're about. This one is a paintbrush and my vocal cords. So this means that I use my paintbrush as my vocal cords. I use my paintbrush to speak, which is what a lot of artists do. So that is pretty normal. Let's let you get a look at that. This one right here, I was 14 actually when I painted this. It's a lion. A lot of people tell me that they like this one. I don't know why. I'm not really big on it, but okay. Thank you for the compliment. This one right here, this is me depicted as an alien looking down at Earth, and I have the not of this world symbol right there next to myself, and I actually had that tatted on my back, the not of this world symbol. And what this painting means is that I sometimes feel as though I am an extraterrestrial and I look down on Earth. I look at humans. I painted this when I was 15 years old. This one here, this one is me, and like I said, I have the not of this world symbol tatted on my back. I got that tattoo when I turned 16. I actually came to Vegas to get it. But this one is me being, I want to say, not comforted, but perhaps acknowledged or welcomed by an extraterrestrial. This is me coming out of Earth and going to whatever type of alien planet this is. So in other words, I'm pretty much being welcomed by my own kind. And on the left-hand corner, you will see what appears to be a planet, and it will say inhuman. And the I and the N, it's kind of designed to look like the T and the W, or I'm sorry, the T and the N from the not of this world symbol, the acronym. So it's just me just being welcomed by an alien or my kind. And also, I'll get a little closer so you can see. Not sure if you can see that, but on the left hand, the left eye, I have like this clear pigment on my eye, and this is actually, I actually have this in real life, so I kind of just went ahead and included that in the painting. So this could also be me as an alien welcoming myself. And also, if you notice, the human version of myself, I'm transforming into the alien, and you can tell by kind of my upper back is changing pigment to match the aliens. And I'll also show you here what I was speaking about. That's my eye, and I still have the clear pigment for that painting. So over here, I painted this. I was also 15. This painting takes place in the universe. That right there with the eyes, which again are also my eyes, that's a black hole. And that right there, of course, is a brain. So what that means is I've lost my mind. And the popular belief is that when things get sucked into a black hole, they don't come back. So I'm pretty much saying I've lost my mind and it's not coming back. Probably isn't a good thing, but yeah. This one right here, I'm not sure if you can see that. I painted this when I was 16 years old. And what this is an arm, and that's a light bulb on the arm side. On the other side, that's a mouth. The arm is holding a pencil, and on this side is also coffins. And what this means is that people don't think about what they write, what they say, and that's kind of where the pencil comes in. And the light bulb, that's also goes towards people don't think what they say. You know how they say when people come up with an idea or something like that, the light bulb goes off. And the coffins, what that symbolizes is that when people aren't thinking about what they're saying or what they're doing, the knowledge is dead. So that's what the coffin means. The colors and everything kind of just blended in, so that's what that is. Up here, I'll get back. That's me as the statue, the thinker. Hopefully you can see that a little bit. I know it's a dimmer shade. And I'm holding a paintbrush, which means that I may be thinking about possibly what I'm going to paint next. And right there's some raindrops, some clouds. And I also have my tattoo, which is a tattoo of praying hands that says patience. I have that tatted on my right side, so I just went ahead and included that as well. And I painted this when I was 16. Right here, again, hopefully you can see that. This is a painting. It's a man supposedly jumping from a mountain, perhaps committing suicide or attempting to commit suicide. And these words say, "If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first." John 15:18. Now, just so you know, I'm not a religious person. I would consider myself agnostic. But I do enjoy some biblical verses, as they do come in handy with a lot of things. Now, this of course is the not of this world symbol. I really do like it. That's obvious. I included it on this mountain. And you probably can't see this, but in the background it says ageism, discrimination, ignorance, homophobia, bigotry, humanity, insanity. Down here forms the water. I formed the word hate, prejudice, oppression, and it pretty much means that this man is perhaps jumping to his death because of all of these worldly issues that are bothering him or perhaps triggering him to do such a thing. And this right here, that's, you could say, is the hand of God maybe pulling him back, or just his inner strength. You know, it could really mean both ways. Like I said, I'm not religious, but sometimes I will go ahead and use God as maybe a symbol. So that's kind of what I went ahead and did there, using it as a metaphor. And the reason phobia is I painted that yellow while everything else is red is because all of this comes from phobia. People fear what they don't understand. So this man, he's jumping to his death or fate. He's being pulled back by, it could be God, metaphorically. It could be himself, just pulling himself back. So it's kind of like one of those paintings, just telling you to hang in there. Know that things will get better. It's also raining in this painting as well. I painted this when I was 16 years old. Here I have my creation. This is Darren Borderlinal. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but borderlinal is a play on the word or the disorder, borderline personality disorder. So yeah, I kind of thought that was unique or clever. And here he's just sitting in the chair. What I speak about when I go into the future in chapter 1 of Interview with the Devil. So there he is with his clear pigments, his rotted teeth, his suit, the chains that are around his hands, the patches of duct tape covering the cracks in the background. And also, if you look close, do that. You can see 666. That is his, I guess, his number at the institution. Oh, that's that. I painted this when I was 16 years old. Up here, that is a brain. On one side of the brain appears to be angry, while the other side appears to be pretty joyful, joyous. And the hand that's on the happy part of the brain is blue, while the hand that's on the angry part is red. And you probably can't see this, but the words LMA is in the middle, shooting out of the center of the brain. And this was kind of like a painting for myself. And what it means is that, like I spoke briefly about in the last video, like I go through mood swings and everything like that. So LMA kind of stands for leave me alone. And at times I do feel as though, the angry part of my brain, or, the good part, the happy part of my brain, it's kind of like playing tug of war, So that's kind of what that is. And I painted this when I was 16 years old. This one right here, this is a head, and in the center is a sword coming out of it, and there's a sign that says one way, like the traffic sign, and across the head it says kill people backwards. So what that means is that one way to kill people is to use your head as a weapon. And you probably can't see this, you could probably see it if it were lighter. But in the sky it says hell. And that's because you're trying to get through hell, and where the sword ends, up in the clouds, possibly sometime somewhere in the universe, it says peace. So you're fighting through hell to get to peace. And like I said, one way to kill people is to use your head as a weapon. And get a little closer so you could possibly see this. Probably can't, but it says always on the sword. Right here, this is a baby, and this is the belly of a female dog. Of course you can see with the nipples. And it means life is a bitch. Not really much more to say about that. This painting right here, it's simply just me. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I painted this when I was also 16 years old. Both of these paintings. One way to kill people is to use your head as a weapon. I was 16, and life is a bitch. That's also 16. And this one I painted when I was 15 years old. It's, like I said, just blood shooting out of my eyes. My eyes are I no longer have eyes, so perhaps they've been ripped out of the sockets, or ripped out of my skull, whatever. So yeah, that's that. Up here, I painted this when I was 15 years old. And what this is, if you look closer, I have the number 18 written on the boy's shoes. And what it is that a lot of people who are under the age of 18 have been discriminated against. So what this is that the eyes looking at this child, their eyes, and they're focusing on him, which goes for the saying, children are seen, not heard, which is why I didn't give this child a mouth. And well, it appears to be thunder that's circulating around his brain. It's because it's messing with his brain, messing with his or her self-esteem. There's mouths in the stomach, which means that it can eat you up inside. And also, if you look right here, my eyes are also in this painting right there, where the teardrop is. And also, the reason why this child doesn't have just one pigment of skin color is because, or skin color is pigment. Why this child doesn't just have one pigment is because I want to include children of all races, ethnicities, nationalities, because every child of every race is oppressed or discriminated against. So that's why I went ahead and chose, and like I said, I was 15 when I painted this. Right here, this one, this is goes for the biblical term, again, back with the biblical terms, a wolf in sheep's clothing. And this is my neck. You can tell because I have part of what you can see as a tattoo perfect, and right here deity, and 7:15, which is Matthew 7:15, when what really speaks about a wolf in sheep's clothing, and more so talking about false prophets. But I thought it would be, like I said, clever to include that. And this is just a demonic looking wolf. There's eyes all over it, which of course are styled in, I want to say styled in to look like my eyes. Kind of styled in that direction. And right here for the sheep, it's my eyes as well. And it's a crown, which could possibly be a halo. Yeah, a halo. And it says twisted. And if I go closer, you can see my eye once again. Styled it to look like mine. And I painted this when I was 17 years old. Actually, the beginning of this year, 2016. This one is craziest of all. This is me, of course. And in this painting, I was impregnated by Satan with myself, and my baby is committing suicide by decapitating itself. I'm holding a coat hanger, possibly to give myself an abortion. And right there, of course, like I was telling you about my wolf in sheep's clothing painting, my tattoo on my neck is perfect. And then Satan's tattoo says Father, which could be Father Satan, it could be Father Satan, or it could be because Satan is the father of this child in this painting. And also there's skin that is hanging off of the coat hanger, which could imply that I possibly given myself an abortion before, and there's still rotting skin clinging to the coat hanger. Also, if you look close, I painted the word still on the baby's leg, which could mean he's a stillborn or will be a stillborn when I give birth to him in this painting. Also, these are pictures. I'm not sure if this is a real baby or not, but I've included them. I actually went on Google and I looked them up. I just Googled pictures of stillborn. I just typed in stillborn in Google. Yeah, pretty morbid, but yeah. So I printed them out, cut them out, and thought that would kind of be different. And also, these are real teeth that are on the baby's head. And the baby also has my tattoo on its neck as well. So I was 16 years old when I painted this. And also I have a dog collar on and a leash. So yeah. This one right here, this is an angel transforming into a demon. The demon has maggots teeming over its body. On one of its wings, you can see the word death. You can also see a face right there on its wing. You can see a face in the fire as well. And the demon angel has one leg. The other one, you can see half of it has been cut off or shot off, which is why he does have this gun. He possibly shot his own leg off. You can see the blood trickling from the open wound. This angel is also holding a mirror, which could mean that maybe this is actually just an average person. This person sees himself in the mirror transforming from an angel into a demon. So yeah, it's kind of something like that. And also that's its heart right there in the center of its chest, or on the side of its chest. There's also, if you look closer, I also included teeth at the top of its missing eye sockets. Its eye sockets missing eyes. So I was 16 years old when I painted this. This one right here, this is Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, who terrorized the city of LA in the 80s. This is actually my favorite serial killer of all time, so I just decided why not just go ahead and paint Richard Ramirez, and that's what I did. And the RRR stands for Richard Ramirez, rest in peace. This is actually a court photo, a picture of him that was taken while he was in court. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh, and also, I painted this about a month ago, so I was 18 years old when I painted this. This right here, this is a police officer being mutilated in hell by his victims. You know, like they say, they call cops pigs, so that's kind of where that came from. If you look at the guts coming out of his head, it says, it spells protect. There's also a Nazi symbol on the hand in the background. And these are, you know, as they would say, the African American victims. You know, like Trayvon Martin, he was actually wearing a hoodie, although he wasn't the victim of a police officer. I still just want to go ahead and kind of, I wouldn't say necessarily a shout out, but I want to make the focus of the victims kind of take on the image of him, which is why they are wearing a hoodie. And also, there in the background you can see street. It's a street, you know, where most of them are murdered. You can also see gunshot wounds in the chests. And they're blue because they are faceless. They have possibly become demons. The FTG stands for F the government. FTJ stands for F the justice system. And FTW stands for F the world. And on the officer's hat, or the pig's hat, you can see America with 3 Ks, KKK. So I painted this when I was 16 years old. And here, this is Christ, and this is I. We have both been crucified. And in the background, you can see what appears to be a person who has hung himself. What this is that, like Christ, I feel as though I have been, you know, judged, discriminated against. People have, I want to say, thought of me in a bad light when, you know, that wasn't my intentions whatsoever. Kind of how they did Christ. And ultimately, I was crucified in a metaphorical way. And just like Christ, I will rise, or I have risen, definitely. And this person in the background that's hung himself, he represents Judas, which is someone who actually betrayed Christ and felt guilt and committed suicide because he could no longer bear the guilt. And also, Christ is wearing his thorn crown that the Jewish people made him wear as punishment or ridicule. And here I am wearing a Jewish crown. It's actually tatted on my chest, and that is because I do have a crown tatted on my chest. So I thought it would be cool to just go ahead and make that tattoo. And in the background of the cross, I have painted the peace symbol, represent peace, because that's all Christ was trying to teach, and that's all I'm here for as well. But like I said, we've been beaten down, crucified, murdered, but we have risen. Always, you know. And lastly, this is my final painting, the painting that I did last. And of course, it has my eye. And what this is a cardiac and a heart, and it's a fist, which is in handcuffs, and a leg and a foot, which is also in cuffs as well. And I actually got this from the song, the Michael Jackson song, They Don't Really Care About Us. And what this means is that I got this from a lyric, hit me, kick me, you can never get me, which is why I painted a fist and a leg. And hit me, kick me, you can never get me. By get me, you can never get my heart. You can never truly defeat me, which is why they are in chains, because they can't do anything to my heart. You know, your heart, that's who you are. And I've also went ahead and included Michael Jackson's initials, MJ, right there. So I completed this about a few weeks ago, so I was 18 years old, still am 18, so yeah, I was 18 years old when I painted this. So that really does conclude my video. Just going around my room showing you what I've created, what my mind can think of, and I do hope that you enjoyed looking at my work. I am Skylerr Darren. I am an author, I am an artist, I'm also a songwriter, and probably in a video, maybe a few weeks from now, depending on how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling in the mood for music, then I'll go ahead and make a video about, the type of music that I write. Just give you a little introduction. So please like, please subscribe, and thank you. Please tune in. Thanks.